The movie begins with an illegal fight hour. This mule is going to knock on the other mule. He is saying, "Lord, I don't see a man around me. Is there a rival? The one who will come in front of me will guide him with what is in my legs and go to the person standing on it. War, hey," says to him, "Please, Zalfa, can you tell me where this Carter is?" He tells her that he is the ogre in this ring, and in fact the ogre is winning. He does not know that whoever is coming to him will give him a punch. The commentator says, "Good luck, guys. Who will be afraid and win?" This high-ranking ogre is afraid of the ring. The ogre is laughing, but he takes off the t-shirt and everyone is in utmost shock because the one who said this about a friend, answer, Ibn Shaddad, is a football monster named Dalton Al Ghul. Heh. Says to the referee, "It is impossible. I am not a player. He took me out." Heh. Tells him, "It's no use. You will lose." He tells him, "Losing money is better than losing my life." People say to him, "Oh, you coward." He tells them, "What are you afraid of?" And he leaves and walks away. And in fact, Dalton wins the bet by taking off the t-shirt. My friend goes outside. This wrestler goes after him. He tells him, "You are the one who is losing my money, you son of a pyramid." He knocks him with a knife in his side. He says to him, "You are conscious and am sure you want to tell me." He gets afraid and leaves. Dalton walks away. The car and Frangie take him outside and tell him, "You are mighty. You won the match by pulling out the char. The important thing is that she says to him, "Sorry, but I wanted to talk to you for 2 minutes." He says to her, "No, hold this thing." Tells him, "Wait, what will you do?" This knife comes out, it will come down." He pulls out the knife. She says to him, "You are mighty. It seems that this happens to you a lot." Tells her that she has experience and development. She says to him, "Okay, listen. Big man, I want you with me in my bar. Do you know if it's my bar and they're on the road?" He says to her, "I am not on the road or in the country." She says to him, "No, the name of the bar on the road." Tells him that he is wanted. She tells him that there are thugs in it. Many people come every day and fight in the place. The problem is that the police come late or may not come at all, and every time they bring a guard kit, they get scratched for 2 nights at the bar and run away like sheep. Carter tells her he will stay with you. She tells him, "I was coming to Carter in the first place, but now I want you." He tells her, "It's meh, what's wrong with this talk?" She says to him, "I'll give you $1 a week." He says to her, "I don't want to." She tells him $1 a month. "I'll provide you with housing, food, and all your drinks. And if you want, I'll also get you a car." I tell her, "Your limp redhead spares you the need to ask the kin what's wrong with her. She's a job, and she'll tell him, 'Okay, for my sake, keep my number with you and think about the matter and call me.'" He says to her, "Here." He throws the paper inside the car and takes some of it and walks. He stands in front of the drop and decides to get rid of the world and the worries that are on his heart. Drop will be over, but he looks at the paper. Oh, he says, "I will try it. I won't lose more than what I lost in my life." He steps on gas and moves around in the last moments. In fact, the second day in the morning, he goes to the bar and waits for someone to ask him about the place. I can't find him. Charlie comes to him and she says to him, "Morning, the oven is near him. Take a look at this book while you're standing." Says to her, "It is an acceptable gift, honey." He leaves it and continues, and in fact, he arrives at the bar. He sits at the bar. "Oh," he says to him, "if you bring me coffee." She says to him, "There is nothing." He says to her, "Amal, what are you paying for?" She tells him, "This is Nescafe." He tells her, "Bring me someone." He says to him, "Pasha of America, I know you. Well, you are Dalton. I love you very much. By the way." She brings him coffee. He tells her, "Okay, your drinks are nice. The place here is nice and strong, and the most beautiful thing of all is that it is quiet." They laugh at him, and Frankie goes to her office, and at night the party starts. And one time, the guys go out to each other, and the one who goes to separate them from each other and goes outside. But the rude thug, Ibn al-Rahma, is present in the place. He fumbles with his men. Oh, he tells them, I didn't tell them. I can't find these tables. Anyone else who fights for billiards or tells them to take a turn, oh boys of the pyramid, walk away, not from you. Why do the people who play walk away and he and his men play? Billy goes to him. He says to him, it's a shame, that's a shame, tycoon. It's not every day that you get to do something. Take the thugs when they're unwell and walk away. Residents tell him, I'm bored of you. No, I'm going to miss you every day. Bring me someone new. Hit him, guys. Dalton goes to him and tells him, look, what do the customers want? He leaves these guys. He says to him, who's the fanciest guy yet? What's the cold laugh that's about to happen? He tells him, okay, what? Do you think that we can talk outside? He says to him, sorry, I have a job that I need to finish. He breaks into disobedience. Dalton tells them, okay, the motorcycles outside are yours. He says to him, there is no way to go out. I'll go out and see him. He says to him, hey, what are you going to do? He says to him, nothing. I wanted to drag you all outside, and that's it. What happened? Listen, honey, without a shawl, take your colleagues and walk out of here, and I will make a mockery of you. He says to him, I will walk away, but after I finish with him and everyone is leaving the Dalton says to him, okay, do you have health insurance? He says to him, yes. He says to him, health insurance. He tells him, I am not the one who insured him. My health. You are supposed to be the one who is safe. He says to Frankie, what am I telling you? The hospital is far from here. She tells him, these are dogs that are not Indian. The hospital says to her, it is not immoral. What do you have to do, Rush? They say, these are the ones who say, Duke. They say, this is nice. They say, whatever is coming is better, Ola, and you are just fine. Hamada, my son, what woke you up again? Next one fell asleep. This is a child who is not well. He breaks all of their bones, and everyone standing can't believe he's so tall. They cry and say to Frankie, I'm not that strong. I can't wait. Get the cart and get them to the hospital. And they're all in the cart. He takes them to the hospital and takes them to the hospital. Yes? Okay. But the doctor says to him, listen to me before you go. I would like to thank you for the dogs whose bones you broke inside. Tells her simple things. By the way, they are the ones who are supposed to be in the hospital inside. This is their place. They sit in the hospital broken, not the people who beat them and come to their place. Here broken. I'm supposed to report you to the police right now, but I won't report you. I'll leave you to go and get me another uniform and a gift from me to you. And clean that wound in your stomach. He's really afraid. With her, she cleans the wound for him and he leaves and walks away. It's been a week and Frankie says to him, Waddy, sir. People come here even though there are a lot of problems happening in the place. You tell him, not just because the place is closed, but because this is the only place that has not been closed and is still going on despite the problems that are happening there. I have put up with a lot of things, Dalton. I have put up with these thugs. This is a lot of work, and you brought me to find him. God sees that the boat over there is an illusion, but no one can approach it because the old people brought me a crocodile and threw it on the side. He says to her, I can go and sleep there. She tells him, sure, and he actually goes on the boat, takes care of his needs, and sleeps in the boat, and dreams of a good thing. Oh God, make it better for the day that comes. He ruined his life in the final of the World Championship. It was a crazy tournament, and reaching the final was impossible. But Dalton reaches the final, and he is afraid of the ring. Hope, Laura wakes him up from sleep, telling him to wake up. Uncle, all this is sleep. He tells her, there is no door to knock on. Wait, then put on my clothes. She tells him, Uncle, we are sisters. Come on, I brought you a meal, God Almighty. In the name of God, he finishes and goes to work. On the way, everyone he meets says to him, "How are you, Dalton?" He is surprised and shouts to Charlie. In the library, she says to him, "Welcome, hero. Their uncle ordered me." He says to her, "I wanted a computer with you." She tells him that it is inside him. The Almighty is afraid inside him, and the hope of these thugs. They approach her library. Comes out to them and says to them, "Don't anyone come near. Here, come on, Bank." Why are they laughing at her? And they leave and walk away. Their guide tells her, "Don't be afraid. There is no one smart." He leaves her and goes to the Carnegie bar. What does she say to him, their uncle? He says to her, "Oh, their uncle, I am myself. I know the whole country. You know the name of where this happened. How do you even tell him that? You are in the area of Altain and Sala, and then what you did yesterday no one knows how to do." Since that day, this village grew up at that time in the middle of the The thugs go to their boss, Branda, and tell them what happened at the bar. He tells them, and this is, well, also missing is this old girl. You should get bored in the place and let her close. She sells to the floor, and if the guard who brought him has to bring him, and I will know how to deal with him. In the bar, this customer says to the singer, "Change this song. Let's tell a story from Makhur Kukley's house." The second customer hits him with the bottle, and he says to him, "Wasa, when I don't see anything," he says to your mother in the refrigerator. They are holding each other. Galton says to Billy, "What do you think? Are you worried about them?" Says to him, "I hope the boy who is wearing red," says to him, "He has a knife. As soon as he takes it out, I take a step back, Laura, and give it to him in his face. What will she get it for?" And he actually goes to them and stays away from each other. Abu Red takes out the knife. It's over, they beat him. But Billy carries out what Dalton says, bringing it under the one. Two of them go outside, and it's the first time he succeeds in a mission alone. Dalton goes to the people of A. What does he say to him? "Teacher, he's still training and won't stop." He tells him, "I don't want to train all the time." He tells him, "I don't want to train all the time." He tells him that he will definitely keep him in the bar with Billy while he is training him from the ground, which will allow them both to solve small problems, and one day he will go to sleep while he is completing the rest of the match that destroyed his life, the final of the World Championship. The competitor says to him, "You think you will win? Come on, you son of a pyramid." He says to him, "He is angry with you, come on." And they take off a purely respectable pen. They move away from each other. And in fact, the match begins, which will be from the beginning. With Jin, my friend, and Hope Dalton. He wakes up from sleep and goes to breakfast. The hairdresser comes to him. The hairdresser says to her, "What do you think of today's episode?" Says to him, "You are the son of a pyramid." Dalton says to her, "A strong, solid ring." She says to him, seriously, "I am still going to get a hairdryer, and I will put a gel from Uckers to leave him," and she walks away. He says to her, "I'll see you again." She says a lot to him, and she leaves and walks away. He goes to work. He finishes work, and he is going to the ship, and one time this car comes to him. He will move away from it, and it will return to him. The second time he gets in it, here is the pyramid. The driver brakes. He gets out of the car on the bridge and throws it under it. In the turn of the old man, Dalton comes out of the water and goes to his boat. He finds a woman waiting, and a weapon is raised on him. He says, "Wait, but before I die, I want to know what you will benefit from. Either you kill me, and then you know the other side of Bellevue, which is one, and the second is broken by it." Throws his bullets at him and says to him, "You will kill me." He says to him, "It is not immoral." He throws the weapon into the water, and Hope the crocodile pulls him out of the water. Dalton is terrified. Tries to pull, but the crocodile takes him with the rope. Friend Dalton is in complete shock. The next morning, he goes to Charlie in the library and tells her I have to finish this crocodile before someone else eats it. Yes, exactly. I want this item to be a little bigger. He walks out of the library and finds Hamada in the face. He tells him to stop, stop, come with me. President Brandt wants you in 2 words. Come with me with a horn, and he says, I have a weapon. He says to him, what is it? If you come, I will take the weapon from you and put it in the station. He says to him, hey, man. He goes to him, and it is a move. He breaks his femur. Zibby, for God's sake. He comes out and says to him, honey, I will bring a weapon. You also say to him, no, leave it in the car. He says to him, bravo to you. Your boss says to him, if you want me, come to me at the bar. Well, I'm working at, and he leaves and walks. He goes to Frankie's. Tells him, you're good. He tells her, I'm not strong. She tells him, oh, as for this thug, he's a thug, and you punished him. He says to her, what's the matter? It's strange. Honestly, he won't be the last thug to come to the bar. Do you think there's someone who sends thugs? She tells him, I don't know, and I hope that even if there is someone behind this matter, don't be afraid. He tells her frankly that he's afraid because I don't understand anything, and he leaves her and walks away. At this time, Brandt says to his men, I'm going crazy. The son of the pyramid. This card is standing in the middle of a project that I've lived all my life dreaming about. I'm asleep, awake. I dream that I am building my own project, and unfortunately I do not know how to do anything. His father calls him and tells him, what a disgrace. If I left my girl behind, she would have left us after she entered prison. I have not heard anything new about the village. I have not heard anything other than that there is a guard in the parking lot where you are walking. Whoa. What will your father do when he is locked up? Brandt gets angry and throws the phone in the water. His father is calling someone a big crazy criminal, and for him, murder with a vitamin gun. Jack, the son of Al Mafrak, tells him, listen, there is a family who is keen on a bar on the road named Dalton, and he went to finish him off today before tomorrow, and he tells him to finish it. Send me a message. The money is on my account. The second day in the morning, Billy goes to Dalton and tells him to come with me quickly. There is something you need to see. He goes with her. They spread the furniture, and they sit in this place. He tells her, this is what you want to show me. You don't say that you came to me to confess to me that you love me, and you know what about me to love me. She says, by the way, there is something called the internet. I saw everything that happened to you in the World Championship final. Not young Dalton. I loved you more when I knew everything about you. With one hand on the fly, do not tell me shisha or pancakes at this time. Son of madmen. Jack arrives in the city with a brand in his spirit. He says to him, who is it that sold you? Father says to him, Fascia. He says to him, okay. Without a mistake. What's your name? He comes back again, and Brandt goes to his office, while Brandt goes to the bar to Dalton. He says to him, how are you? Brandt says to him, thank you, but I was waiting, and you can say, do you know what you're coming to me about? He says to him, I know that you know what I want. Of course. Remember me. I will tell you to go and just threaten you. I wasn't threatening you. I was giving you money so you could walk. He says to him, you'll give me how much? He tells him, a white check. Put the amount you want in it, from $1 to $1 billion. He tells him, hello, thank God. He tells him, I was sure that your brain was drier than the pup. This is the origin of what happened to you in the final. World Championship was not easy, my love. Every time I watch this video, I get very sad. You won. The man, and the referee knows what won you. His response caused confusion to the point where you finished with him. If you think that the good you are doing will be forgiven, you are still wrong. I am not telling you this because you walk. On the contrary, I want you here because you have scratched this place with your blood, and he leaves it. Frankie walks out after him and says to him, "What brought you to this place? Oh, son of an old man, I swear to you, if I turned into a monkey, I would not leave my place and walk." He leaves it and walks away, and Jack, the son of an old woman, attends the place. Bill and the people fear for him, but he finishes. They do it with ease. No one in the bar can handle it, and he and his men turn him over. Dalton finishes his coffee at his ease. Jack says to him, "Where are you, Dalton?" He says to him, "You are coming, my love." He says to him, "Where are you, Dalton?" He says to him, "Oh, my son, the road is crowded. As you can see, here he is, my heart. He is coming." Colleague and Jai say to him, "No, I brought your audience to watch as I skinned you." He says to him, "Who knows, I can't bring them so they can take you to the nearest hospital." He says to him, "The most dangerous thing you have ever done in your life, being so close to me, Dalton, will be the result. Oh, after that, my friend, your eyes will only see the blinding light." He turns off the light for Dalton and he sweeps the place with him. Dalton takes over with him, but the old man becomes agitated and takes a pushback. He pulls me out and goes outside. Dalton leaves him and walks, and the police arrive at the place. Dalton goes to the boat, grabs his bag, and is walking from the place. Frank comes. "You tell him that you are afraid. You are afraid of them." The one before you says to her, "I can't laugh." "Frankie, don't tell me the second knock. They tell you the truth. Be upset with me. I lied to you, Dalton, and I didn't know you. You showed me the owner of all this land. Believe me, take it from the people. I am the only one who is not satisfied with selling my land to him. He wants to start a project and sell it to people. I am rich and I will not sell land. I am free. Wait, where are you going? Okay, for my sake, stay by my side. Wait, Jabba, I was afraid of them. They would say, you will show me." He was afraid and left it. He walked and looked at his desk. Charlie found him with dogs in it. He ran for the fire brigade and told him, "Where are the owners of the library here?" They said, "The girl and her father are in the hospital, between life and death." He gets angry. He goes to the place where all of Branda's men are. "All I can find is the one who is in the library." There they say, "Why is this child doing to you? What did the poor girl do to you?" He tells him, "I came close to you. And as you can see, our plan worked for him, and your fear and your hand are okay." He tells him, "Sure, I will walk away." But after he finishes with all of you, he finishes with everyone in the place and leaves and walks at dawn like this. Brand's men take this amount of money and they give it to Brand in the water to implement his project, but Dalton comes to them, finishes on them and takes the money. Abu Billy goes to him and tells him that the dogs kidnapped Billy. "Because you took money from them, he returned the money and gave me my daughter, he says to him, "Where exactly is he? I have Brand's address." In fact, he goes there, attaches his launch to the ship and goes to Brand. He says to him, "What luxury is it all?" He says to him, "This luxury is the last thing you will see in your life if you don't give it to me. My money now, where is the money?" Tells him where is Billy. He says to him, "Give me the first money. The first one is coming for them." The crazy man. Dalton tells them, "Let's go one by one." But Dalton goes down to her, and Hope, this son of the old man, hits them with a bullet. She comes to him in the butt, and she fears for them. Lily goes outside, and Dalton goes out after her as well. This son of the old woman does not leave behind and comes out after them with a weapon. He says to me, "Lily, run away. You and I are coming, and Hope Jag will be fine." He will step on him, but Dalton raises his son. The pyramid that he has breaks a bone and comes down, and the son of the pyramid takes me into this launch, and Dalton rides with Jack, and she is one, and the other throws him outside. The launch is caught in the rope, and it will be over, but he knocks on the Brand's launch, flips the launch is on. and gets into it with them. She breaks a bone, but the kidney isn't being too hard on her. He's going to hit her, but Dalton holds his hands and she's the one who throws it away. The one who jumps into the water and Dalton looks behind her. The launcher is staring at him at the bar, but nothing happens. Jack comes out of the water with a sound and takes this stroller and is on his way to her. Dalton catches Randa and breaks his bone, and it will be over. But Jack is running around the place in his car. He tries to get out of the car, but Dalton breaks the door on him. The old man is going to go down to Dalton instead of the quiet one. Do you think that Dalton has shut up, my friend? No, by God, I don't want him to take off the shirt and from my position. I would like to tell you that the boy is making a mold that I didn't make. He is worried about it. Also, the old man is making a tray. Well, you said Dalton is starting to take control, and the old man will stand up. Jack is by the neck. The old man will be looking at the other side and sticking this piece of wood into his side. He will bring it to the ground, and you can say that Dalton is looking forward to my friend Brandit. He says to him, I'm done with the son of the old man. I'm done with you, animal. They say, who is the animal? You can't finish it at all. You keep silent. How can they remain silent forever? He holds the second stick, and it becomes I'm done with Dalton, but he blocks his hands. He pulls this stick out of his body, and his chest feels cold. He attacks. He has a suit. He takes the second, and he has a big foot in his chest, and he is not the best carpenter in the country. Finally, the son of Harma falls on the ground, and Ben is afraid for Dalton, not alone. My friend, she and her father, Officer Hawaka, say to them, get out of here. Dalton, and you didn't come here, and you didn't see what happened in the place, and I will leave. There are no suspicions about you, and the days go by, and the matter is being discussed, and Frank is opening the bar again, and Dalton is walking away. Charlie goes to him and tells him, okay, I won't see you again. This time, her father opens this bag and finds money in it. The universe knows that Dalton, who put it in me, went out and ran outside, but Dalton was walking, my friend, walking, leaving a mark in the heart of everyone in the city, and here the movie ends. I hope, my friend, that I am sufficient and faithful, and the story is in her mood. If she controls me, she will control me. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell button. You haven't already done all of this from my heart. Take a turn in this channel. If you haven't, I wouldn't have locked my channel. If you hadn't locked it and watched the previous videos, believe me, you will find many things you like.